Every new series that I do on YouTube, I try to do new things. I try to experience and experiment with different mods, different ways to play the game. I like to push myself. This series, I've spent some time learning about our characters. Character development has been a thing that I wanted to work on this series. And look how it's gone. Pizza is dead. Pizza was meant to be this fantastic character who I'd actually planned to have in future series several times and be a very important character, and they're dead. Welcome to Hell's Kitchen episode 6, and today's episode we're going to be moving away slightly from character development in order to actually build the colony. Now, there are a few ways that we are going to be doing this. For example, Anise here, who is meant to be our lean, mean breeding machine, we've changed her around slightly, and we have made it so that her fertility is always at 100% regardless of whether she is lactating. Shout out to the guy that commented that in a couple episodes ago. Really appreciate it. It's been a very handy mod, actually, and will allow us to pretty much, I don't want to say use Anise as a breeding machine, but she's gonna be pumping them out quite quickly. The next thing that we're going to be doing is redoing the slavery stuff. I've spoken to Pizza Beyond the Grave, and what he said is that we need more colonists. Now, I am going to be sticking to the rule of only using child slaves, but we're going to open it out, and we're going to use any xenotypes, regardless of demons, anything like that. We're going to allow ourselves any form of child slave, all right, just so it's slightly easier for us. We're also obviously going to be including the mint choco mint ice cream sexy ladies as well. But hey, a raid from the Ogre Scribes. What are we looking at? Poinus, Whoppalorg. Poinus. Look at him. He looks pretty excited as well about being Poinus as well. But as we deal with Poinus, consider liking and subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. Let's get into things, and I'm just going to get John to go search and destroy, because, I mean, this isn't going to be too difficult for him, realistically. John is dealing with the last ogre as well. Easy peasy for John. John is slightly on the more powerful side, I must admit. But you know what? We need it. When everybody else is kind of useless, we need just one guiding light in the colony. I think I've also made the decision as a result of Pete dying, who was originally going to be the kitchen porter of the colony. Instead, it's going to be John. It maybe isn't ideal to have a moral guide as our most hated character in the colony, but you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. With this episode actually focusing on building the base and everything, I should probably work on the hotel. I have already got something started over here, so we've always got the IG Legend / freeze room in the middle, kitchen up here, and I think if we have another long corridor down here, connect it up down here like this, then this can be like the dining room / eating area, restaurant, you could say, for like the hotel, and then have here like off to the side like a recreation area for the guests as well. And then it means that we can like separate the rich hotel guests to the scum that live over here. And Anise is pregnant again. Perfect. Hopefully this one survives. You know, Spag's doing pretty good as it is, but you know what? Spag needs a brother or a sister. Please, Anise, please, give us another healthy baby. So in order for us to increase the chances of her to have a healthy baby, we kind of need to make the hospital better. Can't really make the hospital better. I don't think I've actually researched anything that improves cleanliness. No, I've not got anything so far to improve cleanliness. So what we have is what we get. And John being our doctor is unfortunately what we've got. And a space battle is ongoing as well above us. Now, I don't actually know if you can get child slaves from space battles, but it might be nice if we could. Game, maybe, please. And we've now pretty much completely planned out the brand new restaurant area for part of the hotel. So I guess this is it. This is goodbye to this old, decrepit, ugly, stinky, pissy restaurant that we've got going on here. It's going to take me a while to set up the new restaurant, but I think I'm going to go for a sort of very similar to look to this, and then convert this into a stockpile room. Kind of makes the most sense. And whilst this series, I have been sort of using child slavery a lot, I'm also going to be now changing it. So as much as I like seeing Spag enjoy themselves, doing a bit of sky dreaming, yeah, no, you're going to stop doing that, and you're going to go to work. This is a life of slavery, not enjoying yourself watching clouds, my friend. Okay, we've had the quest turn up for Shadowcraft, and this basically allows one of our people to become a Sanguiphage. This is not something we're going to go down this series, because I feel like we've done an awful lot of Sanguiphage stuff in the past few series. So yeah, we're just going to get rid of that. And enslaved. Oh, what a lovely notification. Enslaved Acosta child. Oh, Acosta, welcome to the life of slavery. 11 years old. The perfect age for a slave, if you're asking me. Now, Acosta, as a reminder for you guys, is going to be primarily on mining, and that's going to be about it. Not very good at anything else particularly, but we'll see as they get older, obviously. And disease, the plague. Branston has gotten the plague. Branston, my friend, this is not good. I can't have you die. I literally cannot. I can't have Acosta become our breadwinner of the colony and start making demon Jotun babies. That does not sound like fun. The previous research project has been completed. Now, I have absolutely no idea what it was, and I don't remember, but sterile materials, low-key, humongous, absolutely humongous, all right? And I'm not talking about humongous, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm talking massive, all right? This is probably one of the best researches we could pick up at the moment, because as much as I think this hospital will do, it's just not enough in order for Anise to potentially survive all these pregnancies that we might make her go through. So I'm actually going to force Anise and Ev to get onto the research until they manage to finish it. Ooh, and Branston has recovered from some sort of deadly illness. Okay, fair enough. And he's decided that he's reflected and he's become a better person. Is he psychically sensitive, psychically dull, iron-willed, or volatile? I mean, iron-willed? Yes, that would be quite lovely. Yeah, that sounds good to me. An iron-willed chef. Now, that makes sense if you ask me. And Anise is now in labor. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish sterile materials, which is actually kind of a shame because, Anise, please don't, I don't know, die when you give birth. That would be nice. But let's gather for childbirth. Dr. John? Yes. That sounds like a good idea. And a healthy childbirth has been achieved. Perfect. What should we name you? Brian Chunk. Now, well, that is a fantastic name, but no, you must be named after food. And I've got, this name has been running around in my head for quite a long time. You are going to be Meatloaf. Just as it says on the tin, literally, Meatloaf. Congratulations. And another raid from the Ogre tribes. They're desperate to have John return back to them. 3 raiders. Okay. Why do you look so sad? They just have... Why are you raiding us with pineapples? What are you doing? Oh, this is very, very strange. Okay. No worries, though. John should have this, honestly. And I'm not even that concerned. There you go. John is all in a 1v2. I'm not scared at all. I'm not worried. John is way too powerful. Way, 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 way too powerful. Perfect. Last one has been dealt with. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That is what we like. Good job, John. I'm proud of you. Despite how evil or horrible you are, I'm proud of you. Now, Ice Cream Peddler has arrived from the Min Min Choco faction. You know, if there was a few less of these creamy ladies, then maybe I'd beef with them and then potentially have them as slaves. But how does one deal with this much cream, hey? How does one do it? So not particularly buying much from the ice cream people, apart from some medicine and some mint choco ice creams. It's very confusing with these ice cream ladies because whilst they do sell ice cream, you have to wonder, how do they make said ice cream? Where does it come from? Is it cannibalism if they eat their own ice cream? All these things that we need to ask the questions of, especially with the fact that they are ice cream girls that are made of ice cream, you know? Like, does this thing create its own ice cream and eat it? Okay, so I've now managed to reinstall all of the restaurant into the main area here. Looks very similar to what it was before because it's literally just a carbon copy of it. We're going to have it so it's just long and slim. We'll have like the waiters area up here. We're going to have a toilet area down here and everything. Oh, it's going to be so lovely. Next thing we need to work on now is just this area up here. At the moment, Acosta is going around tidying up the base and just mining up all these random chunks that are everywhere. And then we can work on the kitchen, and that'll be perfect. And sterile materials are complete. Next, we have smart toilets or toxified generators. Neither of these are very good. Let's go for a reroll. Genetic creation. Modern furniture. Modern furniture? Sure, that sounds like a fantastic one. But sterile materials is brilliant. Now, I am immediately going to lay the flooring of the kitchen with sterile materials. A job that will probably take an extremely long time to do, but will be something we'll be working towards pretty much all the time. Whilst I could prioritize the hospital, and yes, it probably makes more sense to prioritize the hospital, this isn't permanent. I kind of want to move this somewhere else as one of the next big jobs. Maybe somewhere more up this way more and like have the farm a little bit bigger. And Anise is pregnant again. Woohoo! 2 babies in 1 episode? Potentially. And a raid from the insects. They've noticed that we're finally moving over our refrigerators and everything and putting them in the proper kitchen. And they can smell the food that's all escaped all over the floor. And so they're only coming to try steal our food. How's it looking? I mean, I don't think it's too bad, honestly. And I think this raid, everybody can come up and help. I mean, and there they are, John and Branston getting straight involved in the action. I'm going to set them to search and destroy and let them do their thing. I'm not worried about John for obvious reasons, but Branston, hopefully he'll be alright. Branston did unfortunately go down, death in 5 hours. Took a bit of a beating there, but not too bad actually. And there we are, we have another drought. What is that? Drought number 3? Perfect, that's what we like. And a blight on our blueberry plants. We've had drought, we've now got blight. Fantastic, the Empress Evil experience is really treating us today. So now this is where I'm actually very happy that I made these gardens very small. Whilst if some people play Rimworld and have huge expansive fields full of rice, we've gone for little individual gardens, and it means that the blight is somewhat contained, which I think is good. And Anise has decided to go berserk. I'm not sure why. I mean, you've got everything to live for, Anise, and has decided to cut off her daughter's left, right arm. Yeah, the big difference is between left and right, obviously. Death in 2 hours. Branston is also down, unfortunately, as a result of Anise going wild. This isn't looking too good. John is also having a mental break as well and destroying her bedroom. So I can't even save Spag at the moment. I'm hoping that, you know, Spag survives, really. Okay, we very luckily actually managed to save Spag just about. John does have to, unfortunately, go get a load of medicine for her, but just being able to heal that arm has managed to get her to get back up straight away. So obviously it wasn't that bad, and Anise has made the decision to beat off all the cream ladies. Those aren't the right words to use. But Anise is also bleeding out in 4 hours and has had her leg destroyed. Fantastic. John, you have got your work absolutely cut out for you, my friend. And I think on that note of Anise going off of her mental break and everybody being pretty much down and out, we're going to call things here. That has been a fantastic episode for Progress. We've actually managed to get on and do things. And whilst we haven't focused on character development, we focused on it enough for Meatloaf to be given birth to and for Spag to lose an arm. Fantastic. We've also very successfully expanded out the main RG Leisure room. We've got our little restaurant down here that's ready just for the few bits and pieces to go in. A recreation room that's just ready for a few bits and pieces to go in. And we finally started work on the kitchen. Probably the most important part of this series entirely. So far, there's not too much in here. So the plan for the next episode will be to basically just build everything to go in here and then see what it all does and queue it all up. Other than that, it's going to be the same business as usual. Get more slaves. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, excited to see whether or not John manages to save everybody and if Anise manages to have another healthy birth. Consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.